Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Taylor Welding, and today we're going to be reviewing the Tefuawe welding lens that I keep on a pelt of an auto. I really like talking like a Viking. You ever do that to your wife? If you really want to hack her off, all you have to do is say, "Bathe yourself and meet me in the chamber."
Chris Taylor? No.
She doesn't like that at all. I don't know why. But anyway, let's get into, well, I'm going to get into both of these hoods, but I'm going to tell you what I've learned, what I like, what I dislike, all the ins and outs of the Tefuawe welding hood, sugar scoop, pipeliner hood. Sugar scoop's relatively a new term, I guess. I always just call them a pipeliner. But regardless, I want to show you the lens first. I'm going to show you how to install it. I'm going to show you some of the ways they trick this hood out, unlike other hoods that I've used. You'll notice it has sense, delay, and shade. That is very handy. When you're working and you want to use your plasma torch, or you want to grind, or you want to do whatever, you can adjust that on the fly because it has this handy little cover plate on the back that has little holes for you to do it real quick. Now, the way it installs in the hood, I also like. Let me show you how fast it is first. That should be in this video. So I'm going to put the lens over my camera. That's what it looks like. So you can see fine. And then I'm going to use this striker, show you how fast it is. So that's the best I can do right now, trying to hold this lens up to my camera and weld with it. It doesn't do it justice. It's super crisp, super clear. Installation, clear lens first. Real tip, big tip actually. Don't use a dirty welding lens. This one to me, it's not that bad. All right, but guys, I see men using a welding hood that they can't see good out of. It makes no sense. Change these like you change your socks. They're cheap. Maybe your underwear. Whatever. Welding hat maybe. All right, so I'm going to put it in here real quick. Don't click off the video. Hang on. I know a lot of people got a attention span like a goldfish. This is the only piece. It's not a two-piece. Simple. It pops in there, and all you have to do is snap it in. Done. Now, you're probably going to have to get your knife out because you're all carrying a knife. Otherwise, you should be carrying lipstick. And you'll have to just flick it out. All right, it's loose. Well, I'll just pick it out now, but, and then you can click it back in and you're good to go. I gotta be careful with that lipstick joke. I've got a lot of women welders. Hey, women make excellent, excellent welders. Attention to detail, and I would encourage anybody to get into it. You can get this lens on Amazon for 85 bucks, or you can use the link that's in the description or the one that's pinned in the comments, and you can get this lens for $72.25. To be honest with you guys, I don't think I've ever bought a welding lens that cheap. Let me know if you have. So far, this is an easy one for me. It's just easy. The hood is like 56 bucks or something with the discount code. It's also, use the link. It'll put the discount code in there for you. It's all you have to do is click on the link. It's in the description. It's pinned in the comments. Let's keep going. Now, what's the difference? Why would I ever use a pancake if the Tefuawe's so good? Well, why don't I fill you in? So, like I said, I've been using this 3 or 4 months. I've really enjoyed it. The downsides to this hood is when you're outside and you're looking down on a piece of pipe and the sun's behind you, it's going to get in the lens and it's going to put a little glare. Now, most of the time you can just lean your head one way or the other. It's not a big deal. That's when you'd want to use the pancake. You know, to each their own. But if you're fabbing, if you're, you know, holding parts and you got to tack them and let me just put it on. You don't have hands to put your hood down. You got to let go of whatever you're doing to do that. All right. And this hood's out of adjustment because somebody in the shop's been using it. Hey, don't use anybody's pancake. It's nasty. They changed the oil in this thing. That's when you use a pancake. Outside, a lot of sun, glare. This one is already pre-chopped. It used to come all the way down and it would actually hit you in the chest. So I went and grabbed some hoods that I have laying around the shop to show you. This one, I don't think I chopped it. I think this is the way it came, but you can tell the difference. This one's like a medium chop. This one's pretty not chopped at all. I don't think I touched it, but I did touch this one. This was one that I chopped a long time ago. And just so you know, when you start getting this chopped, some people chop them way up here, you need to hang a little piece of leather, something, wear a bandana on your neck or something, because if you're ever welding like this, your throat's gonna get torn up, your neck, and guys, take care of your skin. That light coming off that welding rod or whatever you're doing, TIG welding, whatever, is just tearing your flesh up. And you don't pay for it. Well, immediately you pay for it because it's a little sunburnt. But when you get older, you start having chicken skin, turkey neck. It gets all wrinkly. And it's just best to avoid that if you can, if you know what I mean. So, another edit. They've really thought out all the details on this. I want to show you, well, I'll show you how it works first, but I want to show you some of the details they put inside the hood. So, the first thing I noticed when I put it on my head is it fits like a ball cap. And you don't ever have to touch this again. Once it fits to your head, you can pull it forward and lift it off just like a ball cap. This is flexible, pliable, and it's cupped for the back of your head. Fits my knowledge knot just right. And you can just put it right on your head like a ball cap. Now, the next thing is I hate this. This sucks when it comes down and you don't want it to. But here's the fix. You push this hood all the way up and right here. See it locked in? Now, when you drop your soapstone or your tape measure, you can lean down, do whatever you need to do, and it doesn't fall down. That drove me nuts using my other hoods. I don't know if that got weak or it never worked right, but this one, all you do is knot it just a little bit and it'll start to come down. And if it's tight, you say, I think it's because I'm not doing it right. But it should, when you do like this, okay, if it doesn't, you can touch those. That's another thing. Locked, unlocked, there. Now we're right. Now you saw what I did. I just loosened the adjustments real quick. And these adjustments have little keepers, little click, click. So you can really dial it in. I know these are little things, but they all add up. When your hood's falling down all day, it's miserable. It's like looking for your soapstone. Like mine's in my pocket right now. I gotta dig down there and get it. You need to put a piece of rubber on it, and it should stay there, depending on your welding shirt. But anyway, I digress. Now, one other thing. This, y'all are familiar with these if you've had one. The old pipe liners had one little peg, and that's what you had to work with. This has three. See them in there? 1, 2, 3. And it works really good. It's not sloppy at all. And the main feature is about all of it is this. Duke. And then it clicks back out of the way and it's there. Okay. Another downside that hasn't proven to be a downside yet is this lens has a charging port on the side of it. It takes the small USB charging port. Now, I have not charged this hood since I've had it. So, is it a downside? I don't know. I guess it takes a little bit more juice to operate the crispness. I'm not sure. You would think the solar would be enough to charge it, but I noticed it was a little bit clearer. And maybe that's why. Maybe the adjustments, maybe it takes more juice to do that. I don't know. But like I said, I've been using it for 3 or 4 months. Not every day, not all day. That's a whole different story. I got to be clear about that. But I actually took it out a while ago and plugged it in. And it has a 1 to 5 scale of where the battery is. And it was on 3. That's a long time to use something and not have to charge it. So I'm not sure if it gets some juice through here and you have to top it off, or maybe you hadn't used it in a while. I know my welding teacher told me when I was going to VICA, Vocational Industry Clubs of America. I was in a competition there that I won. And he said, make sure you take your welding hood out and let it look at the sun for a little while. I thought that was a good idea, but you wouldn't have to do that if you had a charging port, right? Okay, so, and the reason I don't have the big flip up, you see a lot of guys, they have the flip up on the front. It just added a little bit more weight to the front of the hood. And this is what I prefer, just a solid welding hood. Maybe I would like it if I tried it. One thing to consider, and this is for Tefuawe or anybody else making welding hoods, you could, if you so desired, and you could add this later, you could put a little tiny flap, just enough to cover up those eyes, just a little, so you could use it like a clear shield, and you wouldn't have to have much weight, and you wouldn't have to mess with these. That would be a really quick, simple fix. It would be like a cherry on top. But that's what I do. I try to make things better all the time. Drives my wife crazy. One more thing. There's something that all of these hoods have in common. Can you tell what it is? Because it's not Jose's custom strap that he made. That guy's ingenious, man. Never said nothing. He just put it on there and kept going. They all have a 2x4 lens. I never understood the big lens. You know, you see guys and they got a lens that big. Why, and put this in the comments, why would you need a lens that big? Why? I mean, it seems like you can see everything right here. I mean, there's no difference. I guess if your hood's way out here, it makes a difference, but you know what I'm saying? Slider, smaller, they're cheaper, and never made sense to me. So that's what I prefer. Have an awesome, awesome day. Thank you for being here. Later.